All right, this is Brother Aisha Yar coming at you with another lesson. First off, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Honors to all of you brothers pushing this word through the four corners of the earth with truth and sincerity. And the lesson I want to get into today is talking about fearing the Most High. I'm going to call the video, Fearing the Most High Will Guide Us. Because at the end of the day, as soon as we leave this world, man, as soon as this chip is in place and the chip is mandatory, and you know everything just starts to just fall apart everywhere around us, you know, we already know that we're not supposed to take the chip, and we know we're supposed to basically live off faith from now on. Even though you're supposed to do that now, but faith is going to be the biggest thing that we're going to need and want to keep us moving. But at the same time, the fear of the Most High will allow us to move spiritually as well. Because once we get into that time point, man, you know, we still got to think about the commandments, statutes, and laws. We got to think about the things the Most High have taught us through the scriptures. You know, we're going to be going through famine. So you might be out in the field somewhere, or you might be out in the streets, or wherever you are at whatever particular moment, and it might be possums or rabbits. I know from where I'm living now, I always see geese and possums, you know, squirrels, crows, and things like that. But those are things you're not supposed to eat. So you can't fall into temptation even during those times. You know, you gotta just believe on the Lord and have faith and fear him, because even though you might have the faith to not take the chip, now you gotta have faith that he's gonna feed you and guide you and nourish you until the end, man. You know, you can't fall into temptation because you might be hungry. Just because you see a certain animal around, don't get nervous, don't get scared, don't be afraid, don't crumble up, man. You gotta wait. You gotta fear the Most High. It tells you throughout the scriptures, seek him with fear and trembling. You know, and that's a real thing, because it's kind of like when you was a kid, and then you know you might have got a bad grade on your report card, or you might have done something that you knew would piss off your parents. You will obey them with fear and trembling, because you ain't want to get that whooping. You know, excuse me, Salakia. You know, you ain't want to get that whooping. You ain't want to be out here. You ain't want to come home and feel that pain, man. You wanted to make sure you was doing right as much as you could. You know, and that's what we got to do now. We got to seek the Most High with fear and trembling. You know, because he's the almighty power. You know, he put us through something way worse than a whooping, man. If we fall off, if we decide to do certain things at the last minute, it's definitely not the time to be doing that. You know, even like I said, even when you get to the other side where, you know, the chip is in place, the famine is in the country, all around you, people are going crazy, it's just all out hell on the streets, we still have to follow the commandments, statutes, and laws. We still have to seek the Most High with fear and trembling. You know, it tells us not to be afraid, but at the same time, we're supposed to be afraid of him. It's an honor to be afraid of the Most High, because if you have that fear in you, you're going to have that discipline. You're going to have that spirit in you till you like, no, I'm not going to do that, you know? Because if I do that, hey, I'm going to get that spiritual whooping, you know? You don't want to receive that, man. You want to keep it pushing. You want to be able to please the Most High. You want to be able to have the Most High be like, you know what? Okay, he's been through this long enough. Now let's send him some food. Now let's guide him to some water. Let's guide him to some shelter, or whatever the case may be. You don't want to fold during that time, just like you don't want to fold now. Because that's a scary thing to be like, man, I done all of this work and I did all of this and everything. I showed my faith by not taking a chip. Now I'm out here in these streets, and then you decide to fold during that time? When you're living during that time? No. That's the wrong time to be doing that, man. You want to be here with fear and trembling, man. So we're going to get right into the scriptures. So I'm just going to give some examples of things that you're not supposed to do. Give some scriptures showing you you're supposed to seek the Most High, seek Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah with fear and trembling. This goes out to the elect, which consists of Israel, which is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You are the chosen people of the Most High. All right? And when you seek him, man, you got to call on the right name as well. You can't be out here calling on Jesus or Allah or whatever that's out here, man. God. You got to call on the right name. God's name is Yahweh. His son's name is Yahweh Shai, not Jesus. And when you call on these names, man, you got to be sincere. You got to come at them with a full heart. You don't be saying that name with a double mind. Don't be saying that name and calling on that name if you're not ready. Even though you're supposed to be ready. Another thing, fear and trembling. You can't even say the Most High's name without being scared, man. You know? We seek him. We got to call on his name. But, hey, when you say that name, man, don't be playing around with that name. You know? So I'm going to get Isaiah 66:15. It says, "For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many." It's going to be a lot of dead bodies out here, man. A lot of dead bodies. They that sanctify themselves, and this is the point in verse 17, they that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination, and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Lord. See? So when you are out here doing these times, you still not supposed to be going out here folding under pressure. Don't be out here, you know, seeing random animals that you know you can't eat just because you're hungry, man. Fear and trembling. You don't want to be consumed. And, you know, and like I said, especially around that time, because when you out here doing that time, that would be literally the end. We'll be living literally in the last times. Why would you want even want to fold at that time? Once we made it all the way there, you know, you're supposed to be like, it's the race. You're supposed to be like, well, there go the ribbon. Why would you want to trip and fall and not get back up right there when you already at the end? Just be patient, wait on the Most High, have faith, but seek him with fear and trembling. Remember the scriptures. Remember the commandments, statutes, and laws. All right? Now I'm going to get Psalms 1 and 2. I'll just start the first verse of this, read down to 2. Blessed is the man, this is Psalms 1 and 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. We're supposed to wake up thinking about the truth. We're supposed to go to sleep with the truth on our mind. We're supposed to meditate in this all the time, because this is all we got. It's all we got. You know, I think about this all the time, man. I look at all of the brothers' videos, all of them. You know, I look at all of them. Because one thing I've been noticing lately, you know, the brothers are in the spirit heavy, because they know that we're coming to the end, man. Brothers are trying to tell other brothers, like, look, we need, you know, I watched the video yesterday, the big faith video. We need big faith. We need everything, man. We need the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah to be on us heavy. You know, we really have to prepare ourselves. We have to prepare our minds for this, man, because it's getting to that point. Life will never be the same, man. And we gotta go, and we gotta be ready, man. We can't fold. This is not the time. This is not the time. All right. So I'm gonna get the next one. This is Isaiah 13 and 9. One second. I'll read down the 11th. Isaiah 13 and 9. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh cruel with both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate. He shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. For the stars of heaven and the constellation thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. And I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will call the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. And pretty much, once again, it's the Lord saying he's going to destroy this place, and you don't want to get caught up in that when he does that. You don't want to be out here like a sinner. We're all sinners at the end of the day, but we're seeking mercy. We don't want to have those chains on us during those times, so we can't be released. Because that's what's going to happen to these 2/3 and these other nations. They're going to have these spiritual chains on to the point where they can't find no rest, but the elect will. All right. We get Amos. Five and 20. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark, and no brightness in it? No brightness in it. So when the day of the Lord come, man, there's all kind of shows and stuff that used to come out. Are you afraid of the dark? Every time it's a so-called horror movie, it's always darkness. And what happens in horror movies? People are scared. They're shaking. They're trembling. When you walk into a place that you can't see, man, you walk slowly. You walk slowly. You start to shake a little bit. You're a little bit more cautious because it's in the dark. And that's what the day of the Lord is. That shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark, and no brightness in it. So what will you be doing while you in the dark? Shaking and trembling. You have a fear. You gotta fear the Most High. You gotta seek him with fear and trembling. You can't just be overconfident, man. Don't be over righteous. Don't be out here, man, knowing Most High got me, man. Most High, it's all good, man. I'm out here, man. I got the Spirit on me, It's good to have confidence, but don't be overconfident, The day of the Lord is darkness. We're going to have to experience some of this hell, man. So in order for us to feel like that we can achieve, we got to seek him with fear and trembling. All right? Let me go to the next one. This is Isaiah 8 and 13. It says, sanctify the Lord of hosts himself, and let him be your fear, and let him be your dread. See that? I'll read that again. It says, sanctify the Lord of hosts himself, and let him be your fear, and let him be your dread. Let him be your fear, and let him be your dread. Now let's read on the next one. He shall be for sanctuary. A sanctuary, a safe place. By seeking him with fear, and let him be your dread. Be scared of the Most High. When you be scared, like I said, when you be scared of the Most High, you'll seek him, and he'll put you in a safe place, because when you're scared of something, you pretty much obey it. You obey that situation because you don't want anything worse to happen. It's like when, like I said earlier, when you watch horror movies and everything like that, watch like the Saw movies or something, or whatever the case may be. People get caught by the villain, and then they don't want to get tortured, or they don't want to go through certain pain and everything like that. So what's the first thing people do? Say, oh, look, you know, I'll do whatever you want, just don't do anything further. Please, just leave me alone. You know, we got to have that mentality, so to speak, toward the Most High. Fearing him, you know. We got to be like, hey, look, you know, I'm going to keep following commandments. I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep doing what you told me to do, because I don't want you to do anything to me, you know. Even though some of us might have to die, but Lord willing, you know, that death is not something that's painful. It's just something that you had to go through to prove your faith, you know. It can be very quick. You never know, you know. But at the same time, we got to seek that, man. We got to seek him with fear and trembling, all right? Get to the next one. Psalms 2:11, serve the Lord with fear and rejoice with trembling. That's pretty much to the point. Rejoice with trembling. Celebrate. You know, be happy. Be happy that you have a fear of the Most High, because a lot of these people, man, not a lot, the majority of these people don't. Majority of these people don't fear the Most High at all. They just saying that they have faith in the Most High and they love God and everything like that because they're a so-called good person that they feel in their heart or whatever. But they don't fear the Most High. If they feared the Most High, they'd be following the things that says in these scriptures, but they don't. They don't, and we see it all the time. All right. Get to the next one. This is Philippians 2:12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. The Most High is absent right now. We don't see Yahweh Shai walking through the streets. We don't see the Most High in our houses. You know, we don't just run into Yahweh Shai on a daily basis. He's absent. And that's where faith comes in, you know, and that's where the fear and trembling come in. Work out your salvation with fear and trembling. Be afraid, man. Be afraid. Pray. Fast. Seek him. You know, we got to seek him spiritually. And eventually, you know, Yahweh Shai will reign on earth with us. But right now, we are working out our salvation. We're working out our way to be saved out of here through fear and trembling, man. Be afraid, man. It's not a game. You got it, man. When you pray, you know, when you pray, you feel it, you know. The spirit is real heavy when you pray, you know, because you're speaking to him spiritually. And you want to make sure that he hears you. You don't want, like I said, you don't want to be doing anything and you're not sure, man. Be seeking with fear and trembling. That fear and trembling will lead you to a lot of things. It'll lead you to ways to please him. It'll lead you to more wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It'll lead you to better yourself through this. You know, it leads to a lot of good places, man. Because it'll tell you when you get in certain situations, you'll be like, nope, I ain't doing that. Nope, I ain't doing that. Nope, I ain't doing that. You know? But then when it's a right situation, you'll be like, yep, okay, cool. Yep, okay, cool, you know? And you'll keep it moving. You gotta be afraid, man. Have that heart beating, you know? You gotta have that heart beating. All right? All right, hold on 1 second. This is Isaiah 33:6. Isaiah 33:6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. Fearing the Lord is a treasure. It's like gold. It's like gold. It's very hard. Like I said, it's like gold. Gold is very hard to find. That's why I said earlier, these people don't fear the Most High. They don't have the fear of the Most High. This is real fear right here, man. Real fear. Because, like I said, not only is it fear because of everything that's going to happen, ultimately, which he's doing. He's bringing this place down. You know, we have to go through it and everything like that. But at the same time, we seek him with fear. And it's a treasure, man. This is something everybody can receive. People know who Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is, you know, and they still might have fell off, or, you know what I'm saying, they'll start cursing his name. They'll start doing all kind of things. That's not fear. That's not fear at all. That's living your way and doing whatever you want to do at the end of the day. It's not time for that, man. Be afraid, man. This is the Father. This is the ultimate power. The ultimate power will consume you if you don't fear him. All right. Let me get this one instead. Bear me for 1 second. Yeah, I'm going to get this one instead. I'm going to get Nehemiah 1 and 8. And I'll read down to pretty much to the end. Nehemiah 1 and 8. Remember, I beseech thee, the word that thou commandest thy servant Moses, saying, if you transgress, I will scatter you abroad among the nations. Which is what we're going through now. We transgress, we sin against the Most High. Now we're scattered across the earth. We're mingled with all of these nations. We're everywhere. We're not home. But if you turn unto me and keep my commandments and do them, though there were of you cast out into the uttermost part of the heaven, yet will I gather them from thence and will bring them unto the place that I have chosen to set my name there, the kingdom. Now these are thy servants and thy people whom thou hast redeemed by thy great power and by thy strong hand. O Lord, I beseech thee, let not thine ear be attentive to the prayer of thy servant and to the prayer of thy servants who desire to fear thy name, and prosper, I pray thee, thy servant this day, and grant him mercy in the sight of this man, for I was the king's cupbearer. Let me read that one again. O Lord, I beseech thee, let not thine ear be attentive to the prayer of thy servant, and to the prayer of thy servants who desire to fear thy name and prosper. Desire. We love to fear the Most High, man. We love to be in fear and trembling. Because like I said, when you do that, man, it does make you feel better. It makes you feel better because that fear is going to make you do the right thing, man. It's going to make you it's going to want to make you do the right thing because you don't want any more that you already can handle, man. You know, you don't want, the Most High tells you that he wasn't going to put you in a situation that you couldn't handle in these last days. You don't want him to overflow that situation. You don't want him to just be out of nowhere, just put you in a situation and you be like, oh, I really can't handle this. You be like, yeah, because you slipped up. You didn't fear me. We desire this. We desire that fear, man. We desire that dread. Like I said, because when you do that, man, it will lead you to the right way to live. And that's how it's supposed to be, man. That's how it's supposed to be. Okay? I'm going to get a couple more. All right, this is Job 6 and 12. It says, is my strength the strength of stones, or is my flesh of brass? Is not my help in me, and is wisdom driven quite from me? To him that is afflicted, pity should be shewed from his friend, but he forsaketh the fear of the Most High. See? He forsake the fear. These 2/3 forsake the fear, man. You know, they don't fear the Most High at all. That's why they do everything that they want to do all the time. It's kind of like the MC Hammer song, and they do what they want to do, say what they want to say, live how they want to live, play how they want to play. You know, that's how they do. They don't have the fear of the Most High. They don't have the fear of the Most High at all. You know, you tell them that this place is going to be destroyed by nuclear destruction, and there's a way to get out of it. Dudes walk down the street and be like, man, that fire from the nuclear destruction is going to light my blunt. What? It's going to light way more than that. You know? Man, forget light. That's a light term. You know? Man, that fire ain't going to be no joke, man. These missiles ain't going to be no joke. And that's something to be afraid of. Missiles? Millions of missiles being hit over here. How you going to dodge that if the Most High don't take you out of it? That's a scary thing too. That's another thing to fear. The Most High's ultimate punishment is the missiles. That's fear, man. That's a scary thing to see. You know, you will see the elect get beamed up, get saved up out of here, man. And then after the angels gather all the elect, you just got left down here? Be like, hey, man, hold on. Take me too. No, you didn't seek him with fear and trembling. Now you really about to fear. You really about to tremble because you know what's next. That's a scary thing, man. That's scary, man. Seek him with fear and trembling. People don't, they just don't, they don't take this serious, man. Which is a sad thing. It's a sad thing. They don't take this serious at all. You know, they just be like, man, it's whatever, you be wanting to have like long conversation with some of these 2/3, man, just so you can try to open their eyes just a little bit. But sometimes, you just be like, man, I don't even feel like it. You just gonna realize at the last minute, and at the last minute, that's just gonna be you. You're gonna try to be looking for all of the prophets, looking for the people that told you what it was and everything, trying to find a way to get right with the Most High. But it tells you in the scriptures to seek him early while he still can be found. Seek him with that fear and that trembling, man. It's Proverbs 14:26. And the fear of the Lord is strong confidence, and his children shall have a place of refuge. The fear of the Lord is a fountain of life to depart from the snares of death. See? See? And the fear of the Lord is a strong confidence. I was talking about confidence earlier. I was like, it's cool to be confident, but don't be overconfident. You got to have a balance. That fear is confidence. That fear will make you do the right thing. The fear will guide you, man. It will guide you. And his children shall have a place of refuge. Refuge. Fortress. Safe place. He's going to look out for us because we sought him with fear and trembling. The fear of the Lord is a fountain of life to depart from the snares of death. When we fear the Lord and we keep following him, and we follow even during the most hardest of hard times, he's going to guide us because we follow still the commandments, statutes, and laws. He's going to guide us still, man. Because we saw him with fear and trembling. This fear is a fountain of life. He's going to save our life because we were scared of him. Get that through your mind, man. I'm going to get one more, then I'm going to end it with, Ecclesiastes 12:13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Fear and keep his commandments. Keep his commandments. For this is the whole duty of man. This is what we're supposed to do. It's what we're supposed to do. Even during the hardest of the hard times, and even after that, even if it ain't the hardest of the hard times, you still supposed to fear him. Seek him with fear. Follow his commandments. Do what he tells you to do. Okay? You know, that's plain. That's our duty, man. He chose us. That's a beautiful thing. If you realize that you're an Israelite, you're supposed to rejoice, man, because you have a bright future ahead of you. But in order to receive that bright future, man, you have to fear the Most High, man. Fear the Most High. Don't be out here, you know, looking at the videos and just being like, okay, they speaking the truth. Man, once you learn this, man, you got to get into it. You got to get into it. Because this ain't the time to just be like, okay, yeah, I'm an Israelite, but don't do nothing about it. You got to get into it, man. I personally just can't. Right now, you know, like I said, don't want to be boasting myself or being overconfident and everything. But right now, man, my spirit is not allowing me to just sit around, man. You got to do everything that you can. Like y'all read earlier, you got to work out your salvation. Pray, fast. You know, pray, fast, read, study, tell people, do videos, go out and do the work, all of that. Fear the Most High, man. Once you fear the Most High, hey, like I said, he'll take care of you. Because he sees that you're trying to be diligent. He sees that you're sincere. He sees that you're out here trying to do the right thing, man. And that's the point. So with that, I'm going to say, call halal, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Honors to all of you brothers pushing this word through the four corners of the earth with truth and sincerity. And Lord willing, I'll be back at you with another lesson. Shalom.